Coming in number two, we have Michael Meyer, Notre Dame product. Coach Steve has him two, Dan has him two, Brian has him third. Brian, since you're actually the lowest person, which is quite high, we'll let you start us off.
Yeah, I kind of feel like, Mayer came in like a few months ago. It was like it's Mayer and everybody else, and then we kind of have said, well, look at this and that, and but now I'm hearing a little bit of like the people now pushing back of like y'all got drunk on Dalton Kincaid and stuff like, Mayer's won. Um, I think when I look at Michael Mayer, he's safe, he's well rounded, he's probably got the best floor of the tight ends, right? But if you're asking me to spend the 111, the 203 on a tight end and a premium, if I'm gonna make that gamble with high draft capital on a rookie tight end, I want somebody who's got the chance to be a difference maker, a separator at the position. Like for me personally, Darnell, and then the other guy that we're going to talk about in a minute. I don't dislike Michael Mayer, right? I think he's going to have a good career. I think he could be even, I don't know, peak Zach Ertz at his ceiling. He could be in the tier of dynasty tight ends with, I don't know, Fryermuth and Dulcich and Ingram and have a good fantasy career. But I also know that there are limitations to his athleticism. I also know that, like George Kittle, he's going to be asked to block, and sometimes that's good to get because it gets you on the field, quote unquote. But sometimes it limits your routes, which I hopefully get a chance to talk about when I talk about Kincaid. He's got the proven production. He's got the hands. He's all that. It's just that of my big three, he's vanilla, and so he's going to be three, where the other two guys have the upside. And if you're asking me to spend a high pick, give me Rocky Road, give me peanut butter fudge, right?
I like that. Dan,
Yeah, I agree with that take. I describe Mayer as good at everything, not exceptional at anything. He's a good blocker. He's not Darnell Washington. He's a decent route runner. He's not Dalton Kincaid. He's got, decent hands. He's just like, just an overall decent prospect, which for an NFL team is great because that fills multiple roles. That fills your large blocking tight end, it fills your move tight end, and it fills your slot receiver type tight end. So NFL teams are going to value him so greatly because he does all those roles on one contract with one salary. It's not like you have to fill out a tight end room like you would a wide receiver room with multiple body types to do multiple different roles. And the athleticism is going to hold him back. But the positive is he is going to see the field early and he's going to see the field often. So I agree. The ceiling is not there for fantasy football. I don't envision him having anything more than tight end 6 to tight end 9 type of seasons for your fantasy football team. But the thing is, he's always going to finish in that range. So he is going to be, I don't want to say he's a perfect backup tight end because I just said tight end 6 to tight end 9. But let's be honest, anything below tight end 4 is not really making a difference for your dynasty fantasy football roster as far as winning championships go. So I know I have him second, and I kind of been bad talking him this entire time, but he is, I guess, what you would call safe. He is a safe prospect that is going to get the draft capital, and he's going to be on the field, and you're going to be able to plug him into your lineup year one. And, I wish he had more upside, but I think just the athleticism really, really holds him back.
Stevie.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me of probably going to have a career kind of like Kyle Rudolph. Well, Kyle Rudolph was a player that he had a couple peaks at times, but he was just a decent tight end overall, good blocking tight end, but can catch the ball really well. Again, better for an NFL team. I don't think we're going to be talking about him too often where he's the top 3 tight end in fantasy ever, but he's going to be in that 7 to 10 range where he's reliable most weeks, but there's going to be weeks where he's going to put up minimal yardage. I mean, I think he's a good overall tight end. Again, he just doesn't have that athletic upside that makes you really, really like, wow, like I really want this tight end on my team, or that an NFL team might find, but they're going to find the blocking to be really useful and just all around good tight end. Again, if he lands in a situation where they know what they have in him, I could be really excited about him. But if he lands in a situation where he just doesn't get used correctly with his talent and what he's able to do, he's just going to have one of those mediocre careers, but he could end up having a really solid overall career where you know his name, but that he was never like an elite tight end.